Facilities are really important to a child's education. One, that they feel safe. One, that it gives them pride, so that it's a clean space, a safe space, but also that it's functional for them and it's flexible. The world is changing at a pace that is unprecedented, so we don't know what it's going to look like 30, 40 years from now, so the space needs to be created in a way that's flexible enough to be able to adapt to what's needed at that time.
Schools of the here and now are training students for future careers that may not yet exist. 21st century learning is a catch-all for skills that prepare students for communicating and collaborating, thinking critically yet creatively, and having the know-how to navigate systems and technologies to search out information and solve problems. Educators who empower learning in this way build confidence in their students to tackle college, careers, and to value community. And facilities built to inspire students and help them find their feet in this rapidly changing world, well, it's the best of both worlds. Our schools, Elyria Schools, are poised for rebirth. A decade after rebuilding Elyria High School, the district will build 5 new schools to replace the city's existing elementary and middle schools, giving all children in Elyria, preschool through 12th grade, access to modern, cutting-edge learning environments. Schools across Ohio and throughout the nation are changing. The facilities themselves are becoming part of the educational experience with open, airy, colorful spaces, comfortable adjustable seating, accommodations for high technology equipment and devices, spaces that spark the imagination and create conversation without losing independence for analytical thought and studies, spaces that are, in one word, flexible. Through a process called visioning, moderated by an outside agent, school employees, students, and community members met for 3 days of intensive conversation, examining how we teach and how we learn, and looking ahead to what's in store for education. The goal of the workshop was not to design new schools, but to consider in the big picture of education now and in the future how they matter.
The visioning to me has meant that the schools are really thinking about sustainability. They're thinking about 40 years from now. They're thinking about the future. And it's been great to be able to speak with teachers, administrators, other folks from the community, and really think outside of the box about the future of our education for our children.
The thing I found exciting about this is listening to other people's opinions and thoughts on what schools should look like in the future. The things we should change, the things we shouldn't change, the things we should keep from the traditional school settings, but also thinking ahead of what the change in education is going to look like, and making sure we're not changing just to change, but changing with a purpose to make sure we meet the students' needs and also have buildings that will lead to higher learning.
I love the table that I'm sitting at because we have an art teacher, we have 2 administrators, we have a student at our table, and we have a parent and a volunteer in our school. And getting their perspective is so valuable because as I teach, yes, I teach in my 4 walls and I do teach for 18 years in the same building, but I don't ever hear their perspective of things. We spend a lot of time talking about what impacts kids and what do they remember the most. And they do remember the projects. They do remember the community being involved in projects. And as I've been teaching the units in the last 5 years, I have seen a difference in my own students come alive, come out of the textbook, come out of the worksheet, get families involved, get the community involved, and you create a lasting memory. You create a piece of learning that is a conversation piece at the grandma's house or the aunt's house, or 3 years from now, you're still remembering specific activities that you did with families. Now we need to take that type of teaching and put it into a new school building and watch other teachers try to come up with units where they are the kids are involved. They're not just going from bell to bell or class to class.
It's been really cool to experience what is going to be in the new schools and how it's going to be set up. I'm excited that there are only going to be a limit of school buildings and not just a ton, and that there's going to be K through 8th buildings where you have all those grades in one big building?
It's been really fun and talking to the teachers about how we're doing things and how it's been so much fun figuring out what they're going to do in the new building. I think it's really cool because this will affect Elyria for a really long time, and so I'm very glad that I get to be in this meeting.
Elyria is not an insignificant city, and what we're doing here is going to have an impact on Elyria for the next 40, 50, 60 years. So that is not something to be taken lightly. We did not take the design of Elyria High School lightly and spent a lot of time and listened to the community. They wanted the Washington building renovated and accommodated as part of the design, and we listened to them and incorporated that in our design and some of the other amenities that were really important to the community, such as the Performing Arts Center. And so I think so far it's been a very good school. 10 years ago, this 21st century type of education was just appearing on the horizon, and I think Elyria was not ready to go in that direction yet. But whatever we did, I think, has been working, and there have been modifications made to the school, I think, to go more into the 21st century type of educational approach. The key word is flexibility. I think anything that we design nowadays really has to be totally flexible because technology is changing so fast that I defy anybody to say what things will be like 5 years from now, much less 40 years from now. So anything and everything we do has to be able to be demountable quickly and then be able to be renovated or accommodated for different uses that we have no idea what they're going to be like in the future. However, we're pretty sure that there are still going to be school buildings and that it's never really going to go away, and kids and the teachers will have to have at least a meeting point where they interact for some time.